Hi, it's Gary. Welcome to today's video. Question for you. Do you ever feel you're not good enough? Do you feel that you're not delivering the results that you should be? Well, if you do, the chances are that what you're experiencing is imposter syndrome. In today's society, there's increasing pressure to be seen as someone who's, let's be honest, better than all the others. Now, I've worked at places where your team members, you have to give 2 or 3 of them the same piece of work and then send them off to work in isolation and deliver the same business outcome. Isn't that a waste of people's time, energy and skills? Why are we doing this? Why are we forcing people to compete? Imagine what would happen if they worked together. Imagine the results we would be getting by using this idea of working together as one rather than competing against each other. But unfortunately, that seems to be the way that most businesses are. They're not interested in teamwork. They're only interested in identifying who their high flyer is and making everybody else feel bad about it. Stupid, isn't it? Back in 1985, there was a paper published around the Imposter Syndrome. And what they said is there's 6 characteristics. And an individual with imposter syndrome, well, they show at least 2 of these. They are the imposter cycle, the need to be special or to be best, having characteristics of being a superman or superwoman, fear of failure, denial of ability and discounting praise, feeling fear and guilt about success. I've got to be honest, I would say most people, you've always got at least one, and I've got to be honest again, I think most people, they've got more than one of these. Now, imposter syndrome, this isn't something that's new. I need to stress this. It's not a mental illness. You're not alone in feeling like it. It's the way today's society is trying to force us. And if you look around, virtually everyone you see, they'll all be dealing with these same feelings. They're just hiding it. Chances are, the same way that you're hiding it. So we never fetch this to the fore. We never get it out and actually address the underlying issue. There's a number of things that you can do to try and combat this imposter syndrome. The first one, work with mentors. We all need to have mentors. And now they could be work mentors, someone outside of work, and chances are you may have more than one mentor at a time. These mentors, they're there to help you. They're there to guide you. They're not there to do the work for you, but it's important that you spend the time and that you find a mentor who can help you. When you're looking, make sure that they've got the skills. I mean, it's pointless having an accountant mentor when you're trying to improve your coding skills. Make sure there's someone you can relate to. Make sure that there's someone who's available to talk to you when you need it. There's a lot of work goes into finding a suitable mentor. Another strategy you can try. Keep a journal. It's actually really simple. The idea of the journal, when things go wrong, write them down and also write down what you did to solve it. When things go well, write it down and write down what you did to achieve that success. Don't just write down what you did. And this is a mistake a lot of people make. Write down how it makes you feel. So what you did, yes, you need to capture that, but it's the feeling which can be useful for driving you forward in the future. Now, journaling, it's a very useful tool. A lot of people, when you talk about journals, they think you've got to write essays. Absolutely not. Bullet points. Write short entries that make sense to you. They do not need to make sense to anybody else. You're writing this just for you. Use the journal as a way to celebrate your successes. Use it to record challenges you've overcome. Use it to make notes about what you've done to achieve success. Then, when you're having a bad day, when that imposter syndrome is kicking in, when you're doubting yourself, just open up your journal to a random day and read it. I find by doing this, by looking at what's happened in the past, looking at what went well, looking at what I did to overcome challenges, well, it's enough to kick me out of that imposter mindset and to let me start moving forward again. The final really big strategy to use. Realize no one not even you, is perfect. People were not perfect. Now, they may look like they know what they're doing, but that's only outward. You do not know what's going on in the head. One of the things that people with imposter syndrome really seem to focus on is delivering perfection. They think if it's not perfect, they're going to be put down. Well, that's rubbish. If you only aim to deliver perfection, you will never deliver anything. Instead, try and rethink how you're approaching what you're trying to deliver. For everything you're doing, ask yourself, is this good enough? Does this deliver the outcomes that are required? And yes, this is something I struggle with as well. I'm very much a perfectionist. Even with recording this video, a lot of these lines I've recorded about 5 or 6 times already. But what I need to start doing, and what I force myself to do, is starting to say, is this good enough? And 9 times out of 10, it is. A really good question that I find when I'm really getting deep and feeling really bad. If this isn't perfect, who's going to die? Well, for the majority of things, that answer is nobody. I then ask myself, well, no one's going to die, so I've kicked myself already. Then I say, well, are the results I'm delivering good enough? Are they delivering the message that I want? Are they delivering the outcome that I want? If the answer to this is yes, well, you've done good work. You've delivered something. Go and make a note in your journal. Write down what's been achieved. Write down how it made you feel. And now that's something there that you can go back to in the future. When I hit a problem that really stumps me, well, this is where the imposter part, it really rears its head, doesn't it? Well, do you know what I do? I call a mentor. And yes, as I've already said, got multiple mentors, each one being for a different area of my work and life. I take a few minutes, I use them as a sounding board, I rant to them, I get my frustrations out, I let them know what's been going on, I let them know how frustrated it's making me feel. I then get advice for them on ways to move forward. Again, by having this rant, by getting this advice, it's usually enough to clear my head, to get rid of those imposter thoughts and to see a way forward. There is nothing wrong with feeling that you're an imposter. Everybody experiences it. Being able to understand why you're feeling an imposter, being able to have strategies that you can use when that happens, well, this lets you take that feeling and turn it into something that you can use to help you to deliver the results you deserve. I hope you've enjoyed today's video. Do you struggle with imposter syndrome? As I said, I know I do. It's something I have to battle virtually every day. Please drop a comment down below. What other strategies work for you? Please hit the thumbs up button. Every time you like, every time you comment, just helps with the YouTube algorithm. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel so that you can get new videos as I release them. I'll talk to you again soon.